Here we go. It's the Burn Barrel 13. We're playing Sid Ariel. It's a band I know because YouTube always shuts my video down and says I have other people's music, which I do. It's other people's music. Anyways, this is a cover of Lights by Ellie Goulding by Sid Ariel, an Atlanta band. And so the lights that stop me turn to stone, shining when I'm alone. And so I tell myself that I'll be strong. Don't let go, 'cause they're calling me home. Calling me home. So the lights that stop me turn to stone, shining when I'm alone. Welcome to the Burn Barrel, number 13, with your boy, Average Joey, also known as Joseph Leonard. That's my name, my official government name is Joseph Leonard. I go by Joey in these streets, but on my paychecks, I go by Joseph Leonard, just because that's what my ID says. But I prefer Joey. Anyways, how the fuck are y'all, man? It's the Burn Barrel 13. We up in here. I have no reason to be here today. I'm just here. I got up early and I was like, you know what? I think I'll go do a podcast. I mean, I'm up here doing a little bit of work too, but I was like, I'll just do a podcast while I'm at it. Because it makes sense. It's something fun for me to do, man, you know? It's, when you find yourself in certain situations in life, i.e., and I don't say this sadly, because some people do, but when you find yourself single, or you spend a lot of time, you know, by yourself hustling and grinding and stuff like that, you know, you have to find creative things to do to keep your mental right, to keep your head game strong. Because the majority of people out here, not majority, that was a wrong word to choose there, but a lot of people out here, you know, they're doing it by the book. You know, when they grew up in a decent circumstances, found them somebody in life and a good job. And, you know, they're working towards a nice 401k. And that's good for them. That's badass. That's good. And you got other people out here that keep falling on their fucking face. You know, they make mistakes, and then they find themselves dealing with the consequences. You know, consequence of making decisions that will make you single is sitting by yourself. So what we're going to talk about today is going to be, I don't know, men's mental health, because it's important. I understand that it works both ways and all that stuff, but I'm a dude, so we're going to talk about dudes' mental health a little bit. Talk a little bit more about Facebook demonetization, because that's always a fun roller coaster to ride. And then we'll talk a little bit about nutrition, which I know nothing about, and I'm not a nutritionist, but we're going to talk a little bit about that. So without further ado, let's dig right in. It is Halloween. Happy Halloween to you. Hopefully you're having fun today. The new thing on Halloween is trunk or treat. That's the new thing. It has been for a few years now. It's a safer alternative than going to some stranger's house and taking a chance on getting, a Reese cup with a razor blade in it or whatever. Maybe some LSD. Because if they do it out the back of their trunk, there's no chance of that happening. You see what I'm saying? So, yay for whoever invented trunk or treat, keeping everybody safe out here. I remember back in the day, we used to go trick-or-treating in the same neighborhood all the time. And there was always a couple sketchy houses and stuff like that, but we still ate their candy. Because once it went into the bag, we didn't know which one was which. And the parents, my parents, they'd check it. That was the thing. They'd go through and they'd check it or whatever. And I mean, I've checked my kids' Halloween candy and stuff like that before, for sure. Because it makes sense. There are fucked up people out there, and that's an easy way to do it. To get to them, if you want to do some fucked up shit, is just throw it in the Halloween candy. Now, I've yet to find, one with like an edible. I've yet to find. I'm sure it happens, but I've yet to find it. Did my kids' Halloween candy? I'm not big on, trying things I don't know about or anything like, the shot or whatever that everybody's flipping out over. But if I got some Halloween candy that said, CA or whatever for like cannabis on the package, maybe a little funny name. I mean, I might try it, just to see if it works. Because I wouldn't want my kid to have it. You know what I mean? So, yeah. Be checking your kids' Halloween candy out there. I don't care if they went to the trunk or treat or not. Could be a damn syringe full of that black tar heroin in there. And we wouldn't want your kid to, Anyways, man, let's keep it moving right along. The Facebook page, my Facebook page, talked about it a little bit on the last podcast. It's been demonetized. I talked about it being shadow banned a little bit. I don't know if it's being shadow banned. I know that I get, millions of views, if not hundreds of thousands of views on some videos, typically. And when I put them up now, because when I scroll down my page, like when I scroll down it says you're not allowed to invite people to your page right now because you fucked up on community standards. And that stems from my actual personal page, which is weird. But it is what it is, because I can go on there and say all kind of sexual, crazy shit on my Average Joey page, but then when I go on my page, I can't even make a comment like, what's up, doggy? And we're not going to beat that dead horse, but I just find it funny how they give and take. And there's absolutely no rhyme or reason for the way that they do it. You know what I'm saying? And it really pisses me off. So I'm going to start posting whatever the fuck I want, when the fuck I want, because I don't do this shit for likes. It looks cool when there's thousands of likes and thousands of shares. It feels cool too. But once you know that's not happening, because I've stopped playing I stopped playing my game and started playing their game a little bit on my page with every warning. Every time they're like, yo, don't post this shit or don't say this shit or we're going to demonetize you. I'm like, all right, that's cool. I'm trying to get this bread. But then, they do it anyways. But they'll leave the videos up so you can watch them. You'll watch the videos, but I won't get paid for it. But Facebook gets paid for it. Fuck them, dude. Straight up. I want to say play by the rules, but what are the fucking rules? What are the fucking rules? I can watch somebody get fucking shot or beat up, or I can see the most fucked up shit all the time on Facebook. But heaven forbid I write "What up, doggy" as a fucking comment. You know what I'm saying? Because the standards are so high. Getting that page demonetized, that means everything that I post, it only goes to people that directly follow my page and interact with it on the regular. They don't show it to everybody anymore right now. I went from 150,600 people or something like that down to 150,480 today. But the likes keep going up. I made it above 53,000 likes for some reason. Which like I said, I don't do it for that. But if you were to look at the numbers, you're like, Paige is doing good because it's obviously a job. And it's fucking frustrating when you don't understand what's going on and you can't talk to anybody. Like, I hate that I can't talk to anybody at Facebook and be like, hey, boss man, what's going on with this shit? I mean, I read your thing about the community standards, but I don't fucking understand it. You want to further explain to me rather than just some paragraph? It's like fucking, I don't even know what to compare it to. It's so fucking frustrating. Anyways, enough about those first world problems. Let's talk about that men's mental health. Let's dig into that a little bit. Because I mentioned earlier about being single. Some of us are single out here. It's not a bad thing. People make it a bad thing. Like, it's bad to be single, or it's just such hell out here being single in this fucking world. Because the dating pool's fucked up or whatever, or it's hard to date out here in your 30s. I love when people talk about dating so much. Like, stop doing it if it's so fucked up. Like, stop doing it. You're lonely, you're sitting there at the house, you want to go on a date, you settle for whatever, and then you go on the date, have a bad time, or maybe they've tricked you into thinking that they're a good person. You started to have a good time, and then eventually you're not, and now the dating pool's fucked up. Because every guy or every girl that you go for is a red flag. I gotta say this because the whole flag thing is fucking stupid. You know what I'm saying? Because I've been a quote unquote red flag a million times, a green flag a million times. It just depends on my circumstances and how I'm living. I like to repeat that a lot because that's basically life. It just depends on your circumstances and how you're living. But I feel like you shouldn't worry about if somebody's good enough for you. You shouldn't worry about if somebody's good enough for you, because you might not be good enough for them. Like, you might not be the motherfucker that like you want to claim that. Like, you want to be like looking for a good person that's going to make you better or contribute to your greatness and not going to take away from it. You want everything to go smooth. But why the hell are we thinking about that when we know that in real life anything can happen? That the universe can put any two people together. And you're like, what the fuck? How did they end up together? Well, the universe said that that's okay. It's not about, the guy having a big pecker or a lot of money or the chick doing whatever or whatever. The universe can put any two people together. So here's what you do. Instead of raising your flag real high and letting everybody know how good to go you are, because you're probably not, is take the flag down. Like, why put single as your relationship status? And I'm not attacking people for having that, so don't listen to this and be like, damn, that's my relationship status. Is he talking to me? I'm just telling you that it'd probably benefit you better if you just took it off. Because to the psyche, to the mind, other single people see that and they automatically think that you're available to the world, but also to them. And in turn, they may come at you, with whatever shit they got to sell themselves. And then you end up in another one of them situations. You got to let the universe work this shit out for you, because a relationship to me is just simply an agreement, like between two people. Some people do it with multiple people. But it's simply an agreement. Some people get married and stay married for 50, 60 years and then get divorced. The agreement's over. Time has come. If you find yourself in an agreement and you want it to work out, well, you're going to have to work at it and make sure that it works. And that breaks down into a whole other level of thought, of contribution in a relationship. It's got to be 100 and 100. People complaining about the other person ain't doing enough. It's got to be 100. Don't worry about it. They're not doing enough. You just keep doing your part and worry about it later. It'll all work itself out. Kind of buckshotting with that one right there, but I can't stress this enough. Don't worry about being single. Don't worry about being single. I shoot my shot all the time. Get rejected. Sorry, bud. A lot of chicks don't want to date a comedian. You know? They'll be like, this motherfucker's out here hounding on the puss left and right. They worry about that shit. So it's hard out here for a pimp. But I don't let it worry. I don't let it worry me. I don't bother with it. You gotta keep pushing forward. There's a lot of dudes out here, and I'm gonna specifically talk to the dudes because we're talking about mental health a little bit here, right? Men's mental health. I'm bouncing around quite a bit. But fellas, if you're single and your status is single, don't worry. Don't worry. It's okay. Some people ain't meant for a relationship. Some people ain't meant for a relationship right now. You know? I feel like myself, I've been, like I said, I've shot my shot and been rejected and stuff like that. I got droves of women. I'm not ashamed to say it. I got droves of women that want to talk to me or whatever, and I always tell them the same thing. It's like, hey, I've been divorced a couple of times now. I don't know what you want to talk to me for. You know, so they're trying to figure out life, and then you got the women that you know that you like, that I like, you know, and I'll reach out to them and hit them up, and they're like, you know, hey, fuck off, or you know, they have a different feeling about it than you do, or than I do, you know. But I don't let that shit beat me up though inside, you know. You shouldn't let it beat you up inside, buddy. Like, shoot your shot, you get rejected, you move on. You don't worry about it. You got to respect their boundaries, because when people shoot their shot at you and it's not the person you like, you don't want them to be mad at you, right? And if they are, you're pretty much like, hey, fuck off. I like who I like. I like what I like. I do what I do. Don't worry about that kind of shit, fellers. What you need to be worried about if your status is single is building yourself. Building yourself. Focus. Get yourself to a good mindset. Like, because there's some Bible verse, I can't remember which one it was, Matthew something, like 19:25 or 25:19, I don't know, whatever it is, but it basically breaks down. Again, I'm not preaching. I just find this one kind of cool, and it goes with life. It's a good principle to life. It's like sometimes, you know, you don't get what you want because you don't appreciate what you have. You know, and we want these things. We want the hot chick, or we want the chick that's not going to give us problems, or the girls want the guy that's, you know, got his shit together or whatever, you know. But then they try a million times because that's what they want, and they keep getting rejected. And then they feel worthless. You're not worthless. It wasn't your time, baby. It just wasn't your time. I gotta say that with my whole chest piece. It just wasn't your time to hook up with that person. Fuck them. You know, I mean, just use that in the back of your head. Just fuck them, and then go live your life and build your shit and focus. I know there's people sitting around right now that are overweight. Their mind is overweight, meaning that they've got too much on their mind, and it's causing them to slip on down. Me being 279 pounds is a real thing. A couple years ago, I talk about it might be a year and a half or whatever. I think it's a couple years ago now. It's 279 pounds. Talked about it a little bit on the last podcast. Decided I was not going to do that no more. And here lately, I've been sticking to the plan, and it's been a big deal for me. Yeah, it's been a big deal for me. I got some other buddies that have jumped on the ship, you know what I'm saying, trying to eat right, trying to get back in the gym. And I want to tell you, there's thresholds to that. I didn't go into depth last time. I just started talking a little bit, but there's thresholds to that. The first week, it's like, damn, this sucks. You know, like the whole diet thing and everything. It's like you got to eat like a dog. You got to eat the same shit every day. You know, if you want to stick to it. I get it that there's other people out there, and again, I'm not a nutritionist. There's people out there who want to tell you can eat whatever you want. You got to do this, you got to do this. Everybody's different. Find out what works for you, number one. But eating right and going through the thresholds of building the habit to become a better person, because I feel like a lot of times I get thyroid issues and all that shit. I get it. But a lot of times we get, you know, on the fluffier side, when we get depressed and we get down and we feel worthless, you know, and we start eating and stuff to kill the time. And it for whatever reason, it used to do that for me. Like I used to eat when I get stressed, like a motherfucker. I get so stressed, I just want to eat something. I'm packing that shit on is fucking up my teeth. You know, going to sleep with food in your teeth. Going to sleep with bullshit in your brain and bullshit in your belly. I'm not a nutritionist, but if you eat right, your mind becomes okay. A little bit. Your body becomes okay. A little bit. Things start working out better for you. You don't got time? Well, don't go there. Don't break off on that first threshold that first week when you're trying to figure out your diet and all that stuff. It sucks. It sucks to eat rice and fish every single day and a salad and kale and spinach and fucking raw eggs and hard-boiled eggs and oatmeal and all that stuff. It doesn't have to be that way. I get it. If you want to spend a little bit of money, you can start cooking some good meals, but other than that, you got to figure it out. And rice is cheap. It's $3, $4 a bag for the day. You know, it's got 400 calories in it. Tuna fish or salmon. I like to do the salmon. It's got 26 grams of protein in it. One pack. You can get two of them for $5. You can get the tuna full for $5. It's got a lot of sodium, but keep your sodium levels around whatever they recommend. A couple thousand or whatever it is milligrams a day. Or grams or whatever the shit is. You have to do your research on that one. And then just don't be taking cheeseburgers and stuff, man. Fuck McDonald's. I get it, it's convenient. Just eat it all the time. The hardest part here is in your mental, telling yourself that you can do this. You can do this. You can change your shit. It starts with you sitting around unhealthy and upset, like I was, mad, couldn't even tie my shoes, couldn't breathe hardly, and day by day by day by day by day by day by day, I started out, I said 2 years ago, I started out with the diet, just stopped eating a bunch of bullshit. And then when I started taking clean eating serious about 34 days ago, it's been better for me. I fully embraced it. I did the comparison of the monies and stuff like that. It's a little pricey to eat healthy, but it's okay. It's better for you. That second threshold is going to the gym every day. Go to the gym every day. Stop watching TikTok and all the motherfuckers that are big and buff and they say, you're not getting swole because you're not doing this exercise right. All that stuff. I mean, don't go to YouTube and watch some tutorials or something. Go read a book. Go read a magazine. Go to actual people's bodybuilders pages and listen to their advice and talk to them if that's what you want to do. Go to because you got bodybuilders and you got what I consider to be an overall athlete that is really healthy, core strong. They can run fast. They can do a lot of pull-up stuff like that. They're not working on all the specific muscles. Depending on what you want to do, go research it or whatever, and then start with day one. And then go from there, and it's day by day by day by day. The other threshold is people telling you about it. Man, we're seeing results and stuff like that. Then you start getting like, oh man, I can see results. And you start slacking off a little bit. Like you've made it. Keep pushing. Don't make this a lifelong goal. Don't make it a lifelong goal to be in the gym every day or to build your body. I mean, if you want to do that, then do that. But just know that you don't. It's just about getting healthy and then getting mentally right. And being a better version of yourself. in this moment in life. Like, fuck everything else that you've done. Say all your mistakes and all your stuff that led you up to this mentally unhealthy status and this physically unhealthy status. Forget them all and start right fucking now, brand new, and just start fucking killing it. Just start fucking killing it. Stop worrying about your single status or whatever. If let that drive you. If you want to get big and buff and go get that one, then go try to do it. When you'll find out when you get there, she might not be the one you wanted. Work on yourself. Can't say that enough. Work on yourself. And all the things will happen naturally around you. The universe has a plan for you specifically. I get it that you want to stay on track with what you got going on because it feels comfortable. I'm not telling you to stop. I'm not telling you to break stride. I'm just telling you that if you want a little bit of change in your life, don't be afraid of it. Don't be afraid to do it. It's kind of a regurgitated podcast here. But I felt like I left a lot off on the last one and didn't talk about that enough because that takes commitment and sacrifice and time and stuff like that to do, to get yourself right again. I think it's a big deal that we treat ourselves well. Every time I want to go eat some cheeseburgers and shit or steak, I love steak. I'm going to eat steak. But just something fucked up. I just don't. I mean, I want to, but I just don't. It's a habit. Most of the time our eating habits it's a habit. Hell, if you don't got any motivation to do this right here, hit me up. I'll give you a little motivation. Hit me up and I'll give you some. I'll tell you what's going on. Fucking give you some of my best nutritional advice. I will tell you this, a cup of black coffee in the morning before I do anything makes that metabolism spike because I can eat breakfast right after that cup of coffee, hit the gym or do some whatever calisthenics here at the office or at the house, just stretch it out and do some stuff like that, get that blood flowing, and then I'm hungry again after breakfast. It gets that metabolism rolling. There's little tricks to it. We are humans, we're not all the same, but there's little tricks to it that you can follow along with. That cup of black coffee in the morning is good. Don't put a bunch of junk in it. Find something to do with your time. We said that last time, but find something to do with your time today. Find something to do with your time today, man. Because life is good. So people probably listen to some of these fucking podcasts and they're like, man, fuck this dude. Fuck this guy, man. What the fuck? Like, how's it so easy for him? It's not fucking easy, number one. Just remember that. I am going through mental exercises constantly to keep shit rolling and keep shit, grooving, keep shit moving. Adhere to the mentality that you are valuable, that you are good, even if you're fucking large and in charge. If you want to get skinny again, then you can do that as well. It's not a diss to the big people, what I'm saying. I'm not. I'm just telling you that I was big. I couldn't breathe and stuff. I couldn't do that. My mind, I feel better now. I'm down to 215. I like watching other people do it too. Makes me feel good when they hit me up and they're like, damn dog, I'm on my shit. I've been going to the gym. I've been doing that. And because knowing that that wasn't even my lifestyle not that long ago. But it is now. Because I knew in my head, hey, we got to switch something up. We got to switch something up here. Not everybody going to do it. Not everybody can do it. Not everybody's meant, whatever. But if you are able, I recommend, instead of sitting around in sorrow, all single, all cooped up, the fuck out of your house, go work out, go do something. Do something creative. Get out here and get with the shits. I love you guys. I hope you have a fucking badass day. And that's pretty much it. This has been the Burn Barrel. I went on for 30 minutes about whatever. Stay with the shits. Check your candy. Happy Halloween.